Today we're heading over to Kadikoy, one of Istanbul's most exciting districts. However, it can get missed out and overlooked due to Istanbul's more famous neighbourhoods. Absolutely jam-packed full of culture and history, it can make an amazing day trip for tourists. The options for food, drink and entertainment are almost endless, which makes it very much favoured by the locals for nightlife. Today I'll be heading out with a local, my friend Honor, to see how many places we can fit into a video to show you. We'll take you from its most exciting, chaotic front, with all the energy you could ever want, but also head deeper in to take a look at the back streets and quieter areas. We'll also show you some of the historical and cultural gems that are hidden in the neighbourhood. And finish it all off with a breathtaking sunset by the sea. We're all familiar with Istanbul's historic peninsula with its mosques and grand buildings, but just across the Bosphorus the other side, a short 20-minute ferry ride, is Kadikoy. Kadikoy is actually a very large residential district and traces its roots back over 6,000 years, but we're focusing on its waterfront commercial area right next to the ferry port. If you want some tips on catching ferries, you can see our video in the description.
So if you're a tourist arriving to Kadikoy, you're likely going to come, the best way to come is on a ferry, which is going to come from Eminönü, Karaköy, Beşiktaş, anywhere else? There's another one, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
Kabataş, yes. So more than likely not, you're probably going to come out of this building here, and this is what you will see before you. So Kadikoy, the bit we're going to today is over in that direction over there. Up here is where the bus station is. So what's this? The bus station for Kadikoy, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of the largest bus stations in Istanbul, and also one of the busiest.
On the yeah, Istanbul always has moving parts, doesn't it?
Yeah. Never stops.
I think we need to head across this way. So up this way is the Bull, which is about 5 minutes walk up through this road. Another good rule of thumb in Kadikoy is if you can see tram lines, you're still in Kadikoy.
It's the first time I realized there's a place like that. Probably it's there for like 5 years, but I didn't realize it, you know.
I find a lot of Istanbulers don't really look up. They kind of walk along the road like this.
Because of the dodgy sidewalk, probably, not to fall down.
That's another great tip. Always look down because there's just holes in the floor suddenly. Or
Oh my God, yeah. People are going on top of it right now.
A symbol of the city's Asian side, this bronze statue of a fighting bull is a popular meeting place and a tourist hotspot.
Take a shot of
the balls. The bulls.
the magic balls. I always read about the history of it, then I completely forget about it.
Yeah. It's something to do with stock markets, probably. Financial stuff.
The bronze statue was created by French sculptor Isidore Jules Bonheur. No need to look it up, my French is perfect, I assure you.
Okay. I always kind of just stare at it and walk past it as we come through Kadikoy, or just try to avoid the crowds whilst we're walking around it. It's more of an obstacle than a sight, really.
Oh yeah.
Our first sight done, it's time to move on up the high street.
So, what's this street's name?
Good question.
Good question. Okay, well, I'm glad you don't know either. So this is like the main high street, basically, isn't it? underneath this area is like a whole antique city somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah. Probably it's just
Chalcedon?
Chalcedon, yeah,
So parts
exactly.
of Chalcedon.
Probably they didn't make any kind of digs underneath those buildings, and underneath those buildings probably there are lots of other historical, antique places.
Because that's the problem with building in Istanbul is you're always going to be building on some ancient Greek stuff or some ancient Roman or Ottoman or something else. So this is where like a lot of the fashion chains and like Starbucks, for example.
And that's my bazaar.
The Opera Onur Çarşısı. Didn't know you were into opera singing, mate. Come on, give us a little blast. There's the opera.
Yeah, opera building.
The Süreyya Opera House, built by Ottoman Armenian architect Kekam Kavafya.
When I was in high school, I was just coming here to watch movies all the time. First it was an opera building, then it turned into a cinema theater, then it turned into an opera again. Yeah, like more than 20 years ago probably. That's the Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin, right there.
Yeah.
Next up we have the remains of the Köçeoğlu Hamam.
As always, walking through Istanbul, you always get a bit of old Roman or old Byzantine or old Greek stuff.
It's Ottoman.
Never shy of them, yeah. It's a old Turkish bath. Yeah, relic from, as you see, the years. I'm pretty sure that there are millions of them, but
Yeah.
don't forget about that.
Yeah. Don't forget to look down. You will constantly trip up in Istanbul. Yeah, we could stop here actually, because it's quite quiet. So one of the best things you can do in Istanbul, anywhere here, is to not have food or drinks on the main street, but always go to one that's just like slightly off.
Yeah.
The other places, the coffee places, there were no tables, it was crazy busy. And you just come back a couple of streets, you find little places that are a little bit more quiet. So, yeah.
Especially in this hour, you can find some less crowded places.
Yeah.
Now we'll take you to Kadikoy's famous Meze streets,
Mussels?
or meyhanes as they're known in Turkish.
Oh, I just got lost. No, it's all right. We're going right. Maybe we are going to climb back, but okay, we're fine.
We might go back on ourselves, but screw it. We'll find it in the end. So this is kind of a few meyhanes here, isn't it?
Pubs, meyhanes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like these ones.
So normally, within a couple of hours, these places will be rammed busy.
Yeah, check the football, check the game. Mostly, not mostly, but when there is a game on that day, people like to come here and watch the game, have a drink, have a meal. Rakı, tapas, fish, with different food, different drinks, but mostly like tapas and meze streets. And because in Kadikoy's residents like to eat outside or like to eat at home, like good food, the tastes and the quality is always the same, mostly, If I was a retired guy, if I could afford to do it, I would do it to keep away from stress. Have a drink in the afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon drinking.
Have a drink in the evening. Fried, deep fries, lovely garlic and onion. It's a life to live. Musicians getting ready for the night. And it's opening to one of the greatest spots in Kadikoy. It's called Fish Market.
Kadikoy's Balık Bazarı, or Fish Bazaar, is home to things other than fish. There's a huge variety of stalls with meat, fruit, vegetables and all sorts.
So kebabs and I think there's some lamb in there.
Lamb,
beef.
steaks, beef, yeah. Yeah, all fresh. And
Kolay gelsin.
he says you look like Liverpool, from Liverpool.
Ha.
Really? Yeah. Tam tersi Güneyli. İngiltere'nin güneyi. Bournemouth.
Liverpool'ları severim ya, aynı benim kafada var.
I like Liverpool in Liverpool. What you call Liverpool? From people from Liverpool.
Scousers.
Scousers. I like Scousers. They're in the same logic with me.
Ha, tamam. Kolay gelsin.
It's one of another since 1920, if you see. Yeah, it's really name from 1920, by the way.
Brasilia.
Brasilia, yeah.
As in Brazil.
Yeah. He was just, importing from Brazil. Another delicatessen we always buy, by the way. This is like from 1962, and they also have tapas other than breakfast food.
So they actually sell prepared
tapas for like for raku, for drinks. This is another sort of delicatessen with tapas. Beautiful, fresh.
So this is deep fried patlıcan, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Mücver. Yeah.
I can't even think of the English now. Eggplant.
Eggplant. Yeah.
Sometimes, like living here so long, like I forget the English words for some things.
Happens probably.
It's weird.
Because you do not practice for daily basis.
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
monthly basis.
Or some things I just use in Turkish.
Yeah.
And I just don't say them in English very often.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
You're right, yeah.
Further on, and the fish market truly begins.
So here begins the fish. So what's this guy saying? Birin?
He says, welcome. Welcome in. But in a very, very, distinct way. Yeah. We call it the shopkeeper's chant.
Buyurun. Balığa bak. Vay hamma sana be. Ulan hele be ama be. Güzel be.
And if you want, you can get fish bread here.
Oh yeah. Also, the store behind us for liver.
All this talk about food is making me hungry. Let's go get some lunch.
Next stop on our tour is a friend who we just randomly met up with.
This is the queen of Kadikoy. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, just randomly bumping into friends.
And her wife, another one.
Yeah.
Her wife. Her husband.
Ne haber?
İyi, seni sormalı.
Yeah, okay, chicken wraps isn't traditional Turkish food, but when you live here all the time, sometimes you want something different. Well fed and rested, it's time for us to move on to a lesser known cultural site.
Trinkets and baubles. Get 3, pay 2.
This entrance is better because it's showing the bill. Our high school youth have been spent here.
Akmar Pasaj.
Akmar.
Oh, sorry. Akmar. Wow, I just can't read. So music is down. We can have a look downstairs as well, I suppose.
If there's still a music shop, there was one of the most famous record shop in Istanbul was here, and you could find everything, basically everything. The rare albums, rare records.
The Akmar Pasaj was infamous in the 90s when it was raided by police for satanic activities. These days it's a little bit more laid back, but still has that grungy feel.
this is the record shop I'm telling you about.
Yeah, don't you know?
It's crazy. And it keeps going on and on and on. Yeah, so halfway down and we can go up to the top floor.
These days, it's much more useful for students studying for exams, holding a million textbooks of every subject. And of course, manga and graphic novels translated into Turkish. There is some English stuff here though.
Right, and back out we go to the road again.
Muhurdar Caddesi. It runs parallel with the restaurants we were walking through earlier.
And a shisha bar. I can smell the shisha. Yep, that was a combination of every single fruit in a single vape.
Yeah. Nargile.
So, approaching now. So this is the Armenian church, which has been rebuilt many times.
The Armenian church of Surp Takavor. The church, first mentioned in 1722, which was damaged in the earthquake of 1840, then burnt down and was finally rebuilt in 1855 in stone. Just down the road is the church of Saint Euphemia.
No, that's another church.
Yeah.
The original temple was actually built in Chalcedon. But after the fall of Constantinople, it was used to house gunpowder, and a fire broke out in it, so yeah, that went. These poor churches seem to not have so much luck in Istanbul. Depending on the time of day, you can get inside the porch area here, but the actual church is shut behind closed doors. As we leave the church, right opposite is our next site.
So this is Beyaz Fırın.
White bakery.
White bakery. Or white oven.
Fırın has two meanings in Turkish. Fırın is also the oven you use, but also the shop you buy bakery, like bread, cakes and other things.
The story of this family-run bakery chain goes back to 1836 over the other side of Istanbul in Balat. The original shop was a simit shop that the great-grandfather of the current owners ran. This particular store in Kadikoy was opened in 1910, and inside it's insane. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in here. I really had to leave before I fell to temptation. And with that, we're looping back around a bit again, going out to Surp Güneşli Caddesi to go up and have a look at the other sites on this road.
This is one of the oldest Turkish coffee producer.
Yeah, Mehmet
in
Efendi.
Turkey. Yeah, and also it's one of the oldest shops. Not the oldest one, but one of the oldest.
I always walk past, or when we go past this, there's a Hamamı here, and I've never actually seen it, and I wonder how many people actually go to it. But it's
actually,
like hidden in there.
When you say, I just remember that there is a Turkish bath there. I already forgot about it like 20 years ago.
There's not many of these little wooden Istanbul houses left.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And you can see why, because the state of restoration isn't great either.
No. They're all wasted, basically.
Yeah.
It has to be protected after the restoration. Then the protection and the safety and that kind of measures are not, really strong.
It's expensive.
It's also, yeah, it's expensive, yeah.
More expensive than concrete,
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
Concrete and glass will win.
Yeah. Would you like to enter the shoe shop? Shoe Bazaar? Bootleg Shoe Bazaar.
Bootleg shoe bazaar, bootleg, literally.
The Kadikoy Shoe Bazaar is home to shoes and jackets and fashion items of alternative sourcing?
I always check to see if they have Bournemouth shirts. I've never seen one.
Yeah.
Sorry. Öyle yapıyor. Durdu.
Almost feels indoors suddenly. And then you realise, oh no.
As we leave the chaos of the shoe bazaar, it's time to go somewhere a little bit more laid back, I think.
Tellalzade.
Yeah. Tellal is like old Ottoman, Turkish, Arabic mixture of word, you know. It's actually an announce person who announce things, you know, news, some incidents.
What, on the streets?
Yeah.
So like a town crier.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. An old school, like storage turned into store type of place.
Kolay gelsin.
Tellalzade Sokak, or Antique Street as I like to call it, is home to loads of really funky little antique shops and really nice cafes and bars actually, and it's quite peaceful during the daytime.
So this is Antique Street, but it's actually almost hipster street now, isn't it?
Good, sort of, you can call it that way, you know. It just changed a lot.
It's got a lot of like antique places, but it's also got a lot of cool coffee shops and bars and things like that.
Istanbul was actually like old London was.
Yeah.
They were like same, like not the architecture or something, but the streets, cobblestones, old houses. Actually, these streets are more busy after 10 o'clock, especially at the weekends.
Yeah.
They are mostly calm during the daytime. There are some other kind of bars, and there's an umbrella street I would like to take you. There's umbrellas.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that way we are going to go. It's like a spot for like barber shops, for old school coffee shops for like mostly men.
Yeah. The male tea drinking houses.
Tea drinking out, backgammon games, and like they also started to change too. You see, these barber shops are like old school, very.
Hidden away in the back streets are also some amazing old wooden buildings.
Again, another place for endless options of rooker tables down here. It's, there's no end to them. And you'd think, oh, this is too many restaurant tables. No, it's not. They will all be full.
And wait for after 8 o'clock, especially because the tables are going to get longer. They're going to get more chairs.
The Dilber Passage. Does Dilber mean something?
Dilber is beautiful woman.
Ah. You can see one of the, there's thousands of these around Istanbul. But they're water fountains.
Yeah, it's water fountains, yeah.
Spring water for fresh water, drinking water, which would have been obviously so incredibly important in
Yeah.
like old civilizations. So where are we headed now? You're saying this is an umbrella street?
Yeah, sort of. We can call it that way. It's another bar and drinking street, as usual. But the scenery is good.
Let's have a look.
It's close to traffic. Better to sit outside during a nice night.
The umbrellas hanging over Ziya Bey Caddesi provide a really colourful canopy.
We got London pub here. London pub.
And if you're feeling a bit homesick, there is a good old London pub, yeah?
Innit?
What, mate? London pub, yeah?
I remember the spot, yeah.
Yep, I think you're right. I think we'll sit down and have a coffee here.
In London?
Find some charge. In London, yeah, in London, mate. In London. You slag.
Have a pint from the finest of London.
Bonus points here. They've got a charger. Change of plans, mate. There's no coffee in London. Oh no. Let's head to a coffee shop over here
It's going
instead.
to cause big panics in London.
A lot of pubs and cafes and drinking places have a policy that they won't interfere with each other's business, so pubs don't sell coffee and coffee shops don't sell beer.
And a nice coffee shop.
Now, this can be a slight pain in the backside if you're in a mixed group where one of you wants a beer and the other wants a coffee, but guess who got their way?
So, continuing round here. What was the price on that?
200 liras.
200 lira for 2 coffees. So. What a lovely little area.
Tatlıcık. Ne yapıyorsun? Tamam baba.
So that's most of Kadikoy done, apart from Bar Street, which will then weave our way down towards where Moda truly begins.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's go and have a look.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting combination of shops.
All the cafes and food spots sprawled through the years, but actually this is the, actual place.
This is the winner of Turkish MasterChef, isn't it?
I think so. I don't know.
It's a big bearded guy, Kızıl Sakal. So Kızıl is red beard.
This car is here for like last 30 years. Same place, same spot, always parked in the same place.
Really?
Yeah. It's not it's not left, but
It's a Murat.
yeah, it's a Fiat licensed Turkish car,
Doğan.
like something like Eagle or Falcon. For like 30 or 40 years, it's the same spot, same place, parked in the same.
So this place isn't just Ken's pub. This is the Ken's pub. So this is where you would consider Bar Street
Yes,
starting.
Oldest. It's the place where we waste
Most of your money and youth.
money, time, youth, loves, hates.
Brain cells.
Yeah. Happy hours, sad hours.
Famous food for drinking would be
Yeah, exactly.
Kokoreç.
After drinking is the thing.
Kadife.
Normally, this is one of the busiest places, especially in the weekends.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've
Come
never...
down. Oh, this is another new place. I don't see here. Yeah, it's elephant. Oh, I see. There is another elephant.
So yeah, this place at night just goes so hard, and it's just rammed with people. Wow, we've spent many an evening in this place, haven't we?
It was only Buddha back in the day. Now it became a Buddha stage.
This is the entrance to one of the pubs, clubs, isn't it?
Yeah, this is Karga. This is the place where I spend most of the time, between 20 and 30. I just killed so many times here. It's a nice new place. Actually, probably it's been here for like 3 years and I haven't seen it. Now I come to think of it, I've never been in a house in the streets, only bars. I've been in a lot of houses around, but never been in a house in the streets.
This place has been graffitied to death, hasn't it?
Actually, the original bar street finishes here. Then it became something different for Kadikoy, It's just everywhere became a cafe or a bar.
Yeah, it's so weird to see it this calm, isn't it? It's like almost the most peaceful street in Kadikoy right now.
Right now, yeah.
Like,
Enough drinking, and time for a different kind of worship. The Holy Trinity Church of Kadikoy, also known as the Triada Church. It was built in 1902. Built in the Neo-Byzantine and Neo-Renaissance styles. The Triada is a beautiful building to sit and have a coffee by. This amazing little hidden away corner of Kadikoy is a really cool place to be, actually. It lies about halfway between the main Kadikoy centre and Moda, where we'll be heading next. And humans aren't the only Istanbul residents around this church.
ah, look. Somebody has left an offering for the cat god.
Yeah, oops.
Would you like a Carlsberg bread, sir? So Istanbulers look after cats pretty well, don't they?
Yeah. They adore cats. They are also a great benefit for against rodents and insects. Yeah. If they weren't around, we were just infested with everything.
There are literally probably more cats in Istanbul than there are people, though.
Oh yeah, sure.
But they provide housing, and lots of Istanbulers will feed cats constantly, and take care of them. But they're street cats.
These are wasted here.
With that, it's time to head off to Moda.
So, Moda always feels to me like it's a little bit more laid back, a little bit more relaxed than sort of the main Kadikoy area.
Yeah, exactly.
And it always feels a little bit more upper class and expensive and exclusive, rather.
It used to be like a, how can I say, more of a place like that, but it changed a bit because Istanbul have been grown, and a lot of places, different places have been, developed, and well-educated families in Istanbul. It's one of the streets, it's one of the part that they live.
Middle class, sort of.
Middle and upper class, mostly. People who have some
wealthy families.
Academic backgrounds, like military backgrounds, working in government-related jobs, universities, journalists, like intellectuals, basically.
Yeah. And this is kind of where you can tell Moda is ending, because the tram stops here and then goes back towards Kadikoy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mehmet Ayvalıtaş Meydanı, or Moda Park as I like to call it. It's a little pedestrian break in the busy roads that head down to Moda. On the way there's some amazing little houses to look at, and some rather grand ones too.
Hello there. What do you want?
love
You
food.
want some attention, don't you? Hello there. Good.
Oh, watch out.
Yeah.
Don't go hard.
Yeah, you can. So this is where the tram sort of circuit ends. So coming from this direction is Kadikoy, and then it does a circle around here. And then it starts its journey back around down to the sea, and then curves back around this way, back down towards the front, doesn't it?
Yeah, rings around the lowest place to highest place.
So basically, if you want to avoid the hill to go up to Moda, then take the tram to the top, and then it's fairly flat-ish. So this part here is starting to feel much more sort of residential rather than sort of commercial.
Yeah.
Check this out though, this house and this graffiti.
Kadikoy is home to some of the greatest graffiti in Istanbul, and it is everywhere and covers entire buildings. However, our next attraction is a little bit more spooky.
So what's the deal with this house? Is it owned by a rich family, then kind of abandoned?
Yeah,
or?
not abandoned. They still own it, but I think the family has so deep roots to everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact story, but I'll check it up. So, yeah, there is a story behind it, and they don't let anyone to buy it.
Wow,
Never.
it's almost like a ghost house.
Yeah,
it looks.
basically.
It's crazy.
There are people looking after it from time to time.
It must be like one of the most valuable houses in Istanbul.
Oh, you can't. I think there's this. What is the word for no value can be?
Oh yeah, priceless.
Priceless, exactly. Yeah, how can I not remember it?
Yeah, it's crazy real
I
estate.
think I got too much coffee right now in the system. I can't remember.
It was built in 1903 for Yıldız Palace Doctor Arif Sarıca. He's the grandson of Arif Bey, one of Turkey's most famous pianists. The building was evacuated during World War I and used as an Armenian school for 2 years.
I always love the look of this place as we go past because it's a Waffle House.
Yeah.
Now it's even better because it is a Christmas Waffle House.
Oh, there's only one thing that makes waffles more attractive. That's Christmas waffles.
Everywhere's so Christmassy. Not the bin, but I mean the restaurants. So as the light is fading, we're finally getting towards the end of Moda and down towards Moda Pier now. And if you're feeling homesick, there is a Starbucks here, and then across the road, a Cafe Nero. This dog's been immortalised
Yeah.
from being a local stray dog.
There are several statues of street animals.
So yeah, for every hill you walk in Istanbul, you have to walk back up it again. Every time, I think. And look at that, the rarest thing in Istanbul, a cycle path.
This is one of the famous spots for, again, rakı, tapas, and seafood and meat, this one.
Ah,
It's one of the oldest, since 1928 it says.
wow.
And I don't know, I haven't been there for like 10 years, but it was so good.
Here's a bit of a photo op, probably covered in leaves and a bit dirty from the summer, but the Renkli Merdivenler,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah.
The colourful stairs, they don't look so good anymore. But it's,
Sun took its toll, by the way.
yeah, the
probably.
sun, yeah, I bet the sun every year
And this is the boathouse, actually, turned into a, you see,
into a restaurant.
restaurant or bar.
Wow. So there's an espresso lab here with an LED sign.
Doesn't fit.
Yeah. it is a little bit strange. As always, don't go to the front places all the time. Just go a couple of streets back and you'll get better quality and lower prices. These places on the front have to pay horrific fees to keep their, their pitch. So they charge you more and they lower the quality sometimes. So, but this is amazing. It's, this is Moda Pier. And I think we might just catch sunset. Check it out.
Oh, yes.
Wow. It was built around 1917 by the British Yacht Club and has now been a cafe, a restaurant and a library. The views you see are of the sprawling neighbourhood of Kadikoy, home to hundreds of thousands of people. Sitting next to Moda Pier is Moda Sahil Parka, a grassy seafront promenade with city and sunset views. It's popular for cycling and jogging and picnicking. And of course, sunset selfies.
Yeah, so that's Moda in a nutshell.
Yeah.
A much more peaceful version of Kadikoy, and you can come down to the sea and get some amazing sea views here, and there's a park to walk through along the seafront. And catch the sunset here.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. We'll see you next time.